You got us live? Are you videoing? You YouTubing this or what?
Yeah, I might upload it. Yeah, turns out all right. Hi.
Oh shoot, I'm not wearing corporate stuff.
Hmm? All right, guys. It's a long time since I've been on a bike. Got the old FTR, well, I should say new FTR1200 Indian. It's the S model. Here in El Cajon. Got the Indian demo truck around. Got a lot of little switches here where the turn signals are. I think that's kind of confusing, but it's the price you pay for having a lot of features. This motor doesn't really shake too bad at idle. Cool. I like the seating position. Feels like you're really in control, you know? On top of the bike. Good brakes. So far, you know. Very user-friendly. Throttle, clutch, all that stuff. Transmission's easy. I'd say you can feel the road, just like the little bumps in the road, more than I thought you would by looking at the suspension. It's definitely not soaking up all the little bumps like I thought it would, but when it comes to the big bumps it might. You can see it doesn't really shake at idle. Not like a lot of V-twins. Not quite yet. Digital tachometer there. Speedometer in the middle. Very easy to ride around town. Very easy to find neutral. I'm happy to hear that, or to find that. But, yeah, it's nice. Good. Seems user friendly too, easy to shift and everything. Well made. Now I'm not sure if this has a quick shifter, you know, I didn't memorize all the details of it. I'll just shift the old-fashioned way, ain't no problem with that. See how it takes this pothole. Takes it well. Give it a little throttle. May have changed the weight distribution more than you would have experienced if you were just cruising along and didn't put more emphasis on the back shock instead. I think it's comfortable enough. This road is pretty smooth though by California standards. It's not terrible. It's not as buttery smooth as a BMW GS. Oh, let's see if, yeah, I can usually get up this hill without downshifting. You know, 4,000 RPM, still plenty of power that there, you know, torque. Probably could have gone up in fifth. Yeah, I got standard mode going here. It's fine. It's not terrifying. Even though I haven't ridden for like 6 months. You know, it's like 120 horsepower, so it's a fairly heavy bike, you know, almost 500 pounds. And I haven't really revved it up because I haven't felt the need to get up there in the power band. It's a group ride. If I was by myself, I might go check it out, but we'll see what they have us doing here. Pretty stiff suspension, I guess, yeah. Sporty, I suppose. I still like the seating position and the handlebar position after a few minutes, you know. Comfy. You can easily grip the tank with your legs. Although the actual tank is mounted under the seat, is what the tech rep was telling us. Which is for weight distribution and center of gravity reasons. About a 3-gallon tank. Takes 91 octane. The fuel economy is not going to be anything to write home about from what they were saying. Not really a touring bike anyways. So I'm pretty sure you'll have plenty of gas to get around town and to your next gas station if you're going out of town a bit. It's not a very loud bike. It sounds okay. I wouldn't say it sounds spectacular. With the factory exhaust, which is an Akrapovic exhaust, but it's still, you know, it's the factory one. It's quite a bit buzzy once you get up there over 6,000. Yeah, even over 5,000. This will put you to sleep, but luckily it's got enough gears you can get out of that RPM range. But yeah, third gear at 50 is going to be uncomfortable for your hands if you got carpal tunnel issues like me. Let's get up into 6th gear. 6th gear at 50 is pretty comfy. Spinning at 3,000 RPM at 50 in 6th gear. Nice day. Oh wow. Yeah, so it's saying we're almost full, but it says 87 miles of range. So they weren't kidding about the fuel economy thing. Now it's 86, just because I was sitting here for a minute. Goodness. Well, if you can afford a $15,000 bike, I think you can afford some gas. About 3,600 RPM at 60. Comfortable seat, I would say. This is the standard model. They've got a tracker package that has like a seat you can move back and forth on a little easier. It's got less padding. I like the standard one here. But the tracker package got an upswept exhaust, which looks very cool. Very cool indeed. I'd say there's enough power even in 6th gear. You don't have to bother to downshift if you need to pass somebody. I don't want to go rocketing forward too much, but let me just show you. Yeah, there's enough power to pass somebody. You don't have to downshift. It's got these little plastic things around the radiator. They seem to block a little bit of the air, because when you stick your legs out you feel a little more. Your lower legs would still get wet, but I think your knees might actually not get wet, not get too wet if you had to ride in the rain and you weren't wearing waterproof pants. My hands haven't fallen asleep yet, like they do on some of the Indians. There's a little bit of tingling in my fingers, I think, just from the little bit of like humming vibration from the engine. But it's not terrible. There's another Indian. Steel Canyon Road. I think the grips could do with being a little fatter, maybe a little more padded, personally. Kind of hazy out today. Feels nice going around corners. Pretty relaxing. Since the suspension is pretty stiff, the tires don't do anything like crazy or unexpected. Yeah, just goes around the corners and then you hit a little bump and you really feel it. It's a little high strung at 4,000 RPM here, fourth gear. Just wants to go, even in standard mode. Look at all this little flakes of cotton fluff in the air. Probably can't see it on the camera, you know. So we're turning right. There's a truck. So luckily it does have torque, so you can shift up to where it's pretty smooth. You don't have to leave it in a lower gear just to be able to rock it out of a corner or past somebody. That's the thing I like about it. Yeah, I'd say the seat's really comfy, but the grips, yeah, they could use some more padding or maybe get some gel gloves or something nice and squishy. The suspension, I said they had it adjusted for a 185-pound rider, which is pretty much exactly what I weigh. So that's it's probably about how it's supposed to feel, but if you want it a little more cushiony, I'm sure there's a way to do that. Or if you're going to be going on some high-speed, long rides, you might want a little more wind blockeration. I'm sure there'll be some accessories for that. Maybe not OEM, but aftermarket windshields and such. See how it does being lugged along. It does just fine and dandy. Oh no. Good brakes. I like the brakes. I was a little careful with that shift into second because I don't want to pop a wheelie. We were told several times not to pop any wheelies. I accidentally popped one when I was shifting into second on the R9T Urban GS once. So I don't know if this is the same. It kind of looks like it's about the same proportions. The Urban GS is cheaper, slower, but I guess the weight's kind of high and short wheelbase. Maybe, I think the Urban GS has got a floppier suspension. May have something to do with it, I don't really know. The physics of wheelies. I don't know how to do them and ride them. Definitely wasn't doing that on my old Yamaha, which I don't have anymore, by the way. That's good. You can find neutral from second pretty easy. You just tap down. It's handy. Excellent transmission. Yeah, just great. So much better than transmission on any of the Harleys I've ridden. Loads better. Decent amount of engine heat. It's not a terribly hot day. It's probably 75, 80 degrees. Engine temperature kind of goes up 180 now. It's not air cooled. Oh, 184. Goodness. You sure you're not air cooled, buddy? So after riding it for what, 10-15 minutes, I'd say it's really cool. Very cool bike. Would I buy one though? I don't know. Probably not. I don't know how much longer Indian's gonna be around this time. You know what I mean? If they're really here to stay. We've come and gone numerous times over the last, you know, century and change. Different ownership and gotten in and out of production. They probably will stick around, but who knows for sure. They don't, I don't know. FTR is so new also that we don't know how many mechanical issues there'll be early adopters sometimes have to pay the price. I don't think I'd be willing to be an early adopter of this. It looks really cool. It really does. Sounds pretty cool. Yeah. I don't know. It's a cool bike, but for what you can do with it, for the price, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. Because it's almost as expensive as a like a 1250 GS. And that, at least you can tell your friends that, oh yeah, I'm thinking about going down to South America for a few months, go adventure riding. You tell them you're going to do that on this, they look at you like you're crazy. This is definitely a bike for blasting around town. I guess you could probably do some dirt track on it, but would you want to do dirt track racing on a bike that costs this much? Maybe if you're loaded. So I think most people will ride these, you know, to and from work, around the canyons, maybe once in a blue moon on a mild dirt road, but probably not. I don't think people even really take their GSs on a dirt road. Yeah, I mean, I'd say they did a great job designing it. It's an awesome bike. You know, people will point and look and take pictures and come up and talk to you if you have one. So that's cool, right? But once the novelty wears off, I don't know. Will it have staying power? Maybe. I don't think it'll be a huge sales juggernaut for more than the first or second model year. There's a lot of other bikes you can get for a lot less money to accomplish the same goal, minus the attention that you'll get when you're riding this at first. And then if it turns out not to be the most reliable bike, then they're gonna have a lot of work to do keeping the sales going. That being said, Harley has quite a bike to benchmark when they're gonna come out with their Street Fighter the next couple years. I don't know if they're capable of making a transmission that's as good as this one. And their bike's probably going to cost even more than this. So, let's see, how does it compare to the MT10? Well, the MT10 sounds amazing. It's faster than this. Around about the same weight. It's cheaper. Probably about the same fuel economy. Style is much more polarizing and you won't get much attention on the MT10, but yeah, I think it compares pretty well, pretty favorably. Just goes its own way. Fairly high-strung V-twin versus a cross-spleen 4-cylinder. I haven't ridden the Speed Triple, but I rode the Street Triple RS which I found this to be about as easy to ride at a relaxed pace. But I think the Triumph is smoother when you really wind it up. Triumphs are kind of a dime a dozen though. They don't hold their value too well or get much attention on the road. See how it is with clutch fully out in first gear, rolling along a low speed, parking lot speed. Oh, it's good. Very good. It's great in the parking lot. Just great. It's a little hard to find the side stand. Here we go. Cool. Well, there you have it. FTR1200. Where's my button? There's my button.